Many years ago, I took a look at the Xbox Original's video output and discovered that when using standard resolution, you have a forced flicker filter on for all games, and very few of them allow for you to turn it off. This meant the Xbox default output was softer than other consoles from the same generation, and unless you had an NTSC model with component cables to enable 480p or above, there was nothing you could do to change it. For PAL owners like myself, we never got 480p, 720p or 1080i support. We never got to see the Xbox at its best until the Xbox 360 came along using backwards compatibility or modding the original Xbox to force NTSC mode. Today, we will see how the video output differs when using the flicker filter on or off and 480p supported titles. I tested a few titles to see if we can see any differences. I also wanted to note there's a soften toggle as well. I left it on or off depending on the test setup. Using component cables across the board with the OSSC, let's see how things go. We begin with Dead or Alive 3. This title was a launch game for the Xbox and looks stunning, possibly one of the best looking games for the platform. With the flicker filter and soften switched on, the game is very soft and blurry to look at. It almost looks more akin to composite output rather than component. On a CRT, I feel this actually might work, but on HDMI displays, it is too blurry to enjoy in my opinion. Turning off the flicker filter and soften does help sharpness, but not as much as I was expecting. The game is still soft, now not helped by the low 480i video output. When 480p is introduced, the graphics are really sharp now and really pop out. The side-by-side of the three shows how much change they have against each other. If you folks are able to take advantage of 480p on the Xbox, trust me, you won't be disappointed. Next, it's Street Fighter III: Third Strike. This game actually allows you to turn off the flicker filter in the menu, which few Xbox games allow to happen. Seeing it on and off actually shows a much stronger difference. Which one you prefer will depend on how you intend to play the game, but I do appreciate the sharper look of the flicker filter turned off. 480p then takes the graphics one step further. Look how sharp 480p is compared to the other two video output options. Quite incredible, honestly. I love how the game looks in 480p. We move on to Soulcalibur II. This title is special. Why? It allows for 720p output from the Xbox. When you see it alongside the other modes, the sharpness is outstanding. It feels surreal to see such a high video output in the early 2000s. It works very well. The only downside is the aspect ratio is limited to 4:3. You can still use 16:9 if you drop down to 480p. Even so, I'll accept 4:3 if it means I get a picture this sharp. It's no contest if you can get your Xbox to output at this level. This is utterly incredible. Now it's Outrun 2. I love Outrun 2. It looks so good and plays well, especially with the great soundtrack it offers. I also have a love for the Ferraris of the time, especially the F1355 and the 288 GTO. Anyway, the graphics. With all three modes side by side, 480p once again races away with much clearer graphics on show. The flicker filter on and off results don't show much difference, surprisingly enough. I really need to track down the 2006 version of this great game. This is my favourite Need for Speed game of all time, and playing the Xbox version is a real treat. While the 480p mode is the sharpest as expected, it's not as sharp as some of the other games I tried so far. I wonder why. Is it the widescreen mode? Or maybe it's the way the 480p mode was implemented? It's still the sharpest by far, mind you. As for the flicker filter on versus off modes, the difference is rather minor once again. It seems at low resolution, the changes don't often appear as clear as day. The differences for the most part so far has been minor. Let's try another fighting game with Marvel vs Capcom 2. I love a good 2D fighting game. This one uses newer 3D backgrounds with 2D character art from the older titles. As you can see, 480p once again delivers sharp output and a clarity which makes it ideal for many display types. The flicker filter on versus off do show some differences, and which you prefer will depend on how you intend to display the game. I've seen worse. Colin McRae Rally 2005 on Xbox looks fantastic. Nice graphics, colours and a rally challenge that's tough to master. Cars even get visible scratches, something that was missing in the PlayStation 2 version. By now, you know the score. The three are side by side, and it's clear how the output differs when using the flicker filter on or off or 480p. Here's Black, an over-the-top first-person shooter from the guys who made Burnout. Once again, the differences between the three tested modes are on display and pretty conclusive. 480p is by far the clearest and looks fantastic, especially on a game with nice special effects included. The other two modes look pretty good actually, considering the low 480i output. I'm surprised even the flicker filter turned on doesn't look as soft as we've seen in this video so far. Well folks, I tested a few more games under these circumstances. Watch the montage to see how the graphics change and differ, and I will see you at the end. I hope you found the video interesting folks, as I did when I was creating it. The Xbox can be amazing as many people describe in the right circumstances. Sadly, most of the user base is American and they are the most prominent voices of the machine. 16 million consoles were sold in North America compared to the 5 or 6 million sold in Europe. It doesn't help that PAL systems had the high resolutions taken away for some reason. The PlayStation 2 had 480p support still, and the Dreamcast also had it for that matter. Regardless, if you pick up a PAL Xbox or an NTSC Xbox without component cables, the image quality you see is the highest possible from a stock system using good SCART or component cables. What do you folks think of the video output? Should I do more videos with the Xbox? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon.